What's going on, guys? This is Thrifty on Thoughts with Thrifty tonight. We will be discussing the Q handheld and the Xbox Showcase. Those are the two things I kind of want to discuss tonight. And let me hop over here. Let me do my do. Let me do the things that make the things happy. And that is sharing this out and getting it in front of people who might come and watch. Usually this takes me a couple minutes, so if you watch this later, all my UK dudes, go ahead and watch this, or just fast forward, we'll get there. So I'm sharing everything out now, and wonderful. Got a lot of thoughts tonight. What's up, Retro? Got a lot of thoughts tonight to go over. I have a whole for and against of the Project Q, and then I have what I want to see from Xbox because, contrary to popular belief, even though I do not own an Xbox, I don't want gamers to have to keep suffering from an abusive company that doesn't really give a rat's rip about them. Uh, because actions speak louder than words. So, give me just a moment. I have to do a couple more things with this, and then that would be great. If you are here already, thank you for showing up. Smash that like button. Let's get this rolling. It is time to have a wonderful, wonderful night talking about video games. Video games, then get at... No, you can stay. Matter of fact, you can just put me on in the background and turn the volume all the way down. I don't really care. I still get the credit. Bear with me, guys. I'm sharing it out to all the little discords and tubes of the U and all that fun jazz. The tubes of the U. Actually, I'm at the Discord. Oh well. Alright, almost done. Almost done. Righty, roo. Okay, so Sony held their showcase. I've already given a complete rundown of that. Oops, that is my playback on my phone. Wonderful. Anyways, I held a show with that. Social Destruct was on. Had a great time with him. Uh, he's actually going to end up being a kind of a guest on here, kind of more frequently. So really appreciate him. Great dude. Him and I hit it off real well when it comes to gaming. Real quick, speaking of gaming, the gaming community lost a really awesome person. We found out Friday, and we lost Church Keys. He was having some medical problems, and they happened to win over. So if y'all could be praying for Church Key's wife and for all of his friends. The Saltiest Gaming Podcast, all of us on there, we were all pretty. So just be praying for his wife. I haven't met a more chill and calm and relaxed and just awesome person. He never let anything bother him. So really, really had a rough time on Friday with that. Saturday, Wooly from over in the UK messaged me some stuff that him and his wife were talking about, and that just sent me down a spiral again, starting out the morning on Saturday. So it was a rough couple days. Got to celebrate my anniversary today. That was awesome. Got to go out, went out to a decent restaurant. Then we had to remember that we were adults, and we stopped by the supermarket on the way home and bought shampoo and deodorants and stuff like that because it's it's just what you do as adults sometimes. So that was fun, but yeah, it's going to be an adjustment, especially for those of us on the podcast, because he was such a big. I mean, there wasn't a day that went by that all of us don't talk to each other and just kind of communicate back and forth and see how everybody's doing. And so it's when you lose somebody like that, you've invested time in those people and they've invested in you. What's up, Newtonian? We are just talking about the passing of Church Keys, and my anniversary was today. And so, just remember, guys, we're not. What's up, Salty? We are not promised tomorrow with anybody at all, and so anything could happen. So, kind of just love a little bit better. Make time for the things that are important to you, and let's go. Like, just live your life, man. Like, love people. Life is too short to be on an island by yourself. So just love people. And thankfully, gaming gives us an outlet to talk to people that we wouldn't normally get to talk to. Like, that's the one thing I love about doing stuff like this, is that I get a chance to talk with folks from Arizona, from West London. Like, I get to talk to people who, you know what, I don't know where Wooly lives, but another dude in the UK. I've talked to people who live in freaking Africa. Like, this is what gaming does. It brings people together over a common interest that wouldn't typically come together. So it's super awesome to do this. I have people who message me occasionally from the UK who are like, hey man, loved your show, can't watch it today, end up watching it afterwards, when I get up in the morning, and like you're my morning listen on the way into work. And so that's just really cool. And so it's nuts, man. But anyways, let's get into the topics. We have a few people in chat. I have said hello to all of y'all. Tonight is Thoughts with Thrifty, so it's a little bit more interactive. I have stuff that I talk about, but I also bring the chat in. And if you're not a member already, or if you're not subscribed, I don't do memberships yet. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and sub, and we will see you every Sunday, every Wednesday, and hopefully once a week for a video game review. I'm having a moment on all of those. But anyways, let's get started. At the showcase, they announced the Q Lite, right? And every single person that I know, well, almost every single person I know, has dog-walked the crap out of Sony for that. And to be quite honest, at the end of a lackluster showcase, I kind of did too. But the more I thought about it, I got a little calmer about it, and then I was like, man, dang. And I made a couple points on Salty's podcast, and I was definitely in the minority. And so I thought about it a little bit more, and I've made up a list of pros and cons and all that stuff. I've made up a ton of stuff to talk about tonight. So let's go over this. It's the Q Lite. It's Sony's handheld. It is a handheld that only works with your PS5 already like in rest mode. And to get the best results, let's not get it twisted, in America, you're going to have to be at your house. So that's the first thing, that we know what it is, okay? Now let's get into kind of what I see from it. And for that, I'm going to... retro, stay and listen. I actually have a point for that. Stay and listen, because I have a full-on, like, setup for that. And so, let me find a place that I can park this guy real quick that looks pretty. Actually, all this game looks gorgeous. No, I'm not saying that it works in rest mode. I'm saying that the PlayStation has to be in rest mode in order for your remote play to turn on the PlayStation. And then once it turns it on, remote play activates fully. Let me get over here. Let me see. Here we go. Let's stare at the underbelly of this dude. Holy bejesus. I'm dead. Am I going to make that? I'm not going to make that, am I? Aww. Everyone saw that there was a ledge there. Everyone. Okay. So, let's get into this real quick. So my first point in this, let me hop over here because I have all of this stuff wrote down. Okay, so here's the reasons why the Q Lite is good. Okay, here's the reasons why I actually think it's not a stupid idea. The average age of a PlayStation gamer is 28 to 30 years old. That's from the recent polls that have come out. It's 28 to 30 years old. Those folks are dads, they're moms. A lot of times they're in a middle income to lower middle income, and they have one main TV in the house that the PlayStation is usually hooked up to. Most folks aren't YouTubers, they aren't Twitter nightmare people, they're not invested that much, right? And the reason I can say that is the PlayStation Showcase had 10 million views, which is a ton. But PlayStation has 150 million gamers. So you're telling me that those 150 million, that every single one of them are have access to YouTube, have access to all these other things, do all this other stuff. We are the, like Newtonian. You got me before I could say it. We are the minority here. Like, and what's funny is I fall in the crowd that is a YouTuber. Uh, I'm on Salty's podcast because he's awesome. Hey, thanks, Salty. I realized you had two Twitters. that's, that's probably good. In case you get reported, you still have a place to go. But I'm the gamer that does have a YouTube, and thanks to Salty's generosity, I guess, I'm on his podcast. And so, like, I'm in the world, but I also have what this device is meant for, right? It's meant for the family that has one TV in their house, the PlayStation's hooked up to it, they have a wife and kids, they're middle-aged, they're probably middle class to lower class, maybe upper, but I got friends who game at work. Game at work have no clue what's going on about there every day. That's hilarious, right? Like, I've asked people who play like Xbox or PlayStation, oh, did you hear about the new thing of the ABK deal? How the CMA blocked it? This was before everybody else has approved it, and they were like, "What are you talking about? Like, they're trying to buy Blizzard?" Like, what? It's been a year, man. Like, you should obviously know this, but they don't care. So this device is made for that age group. They know where their main set of focus lies. They know that for somebody like me, and this is going to get into the next point, phones are really good for remote play, but, and Retro, I hope you're still here for this. When you have remote play on a phone, one, you're using either a Razer or I think there's one other company that has a controller, but there's the Razer or there's the Backbone. Those are the two main ones. And Razer just came out with a V2. Offset left stick still, which is a travesty. It doesn't have the dual sense, it doesn't have the pressure pulls on the triggers, none of that. And so you have to use that dedicated device only because it doesn't give you all the features of the DualSense. Second, messaging interrupts you while you're playing. Like, if somebody messages you, it will cause the game to glitch badly. The next thing, searching for help interrupts your play. Now, let's not act like I'm the only one here that gets to a hard part in a game or a collectible, like there's one in here that I'll probably end up researching, but a collectible that you can't reach, something you can't get, and like you're like, dang it, I see that stupid thing. How the heck do I do that? And then you want to Google it. Well, guess what? If you're on your phone with remote play, you can't just Google it. You can't. There's no way to do that. You have to close out of the app, and then you can use it. Then you got to load back into the app, which loads back in your PS5, which makes it have to reconnect, which takes forever. Imagine just being able to put down your Q Lite for a second, reach over to your phone, and go, "Hey, I can search this up now." So it reduces the amount of interruptions you get, which I think will help uh, kind of show the quality side and the useful side of remote play, because it is annoying having to like stop what you're doing, answer a text, and then load everything back up. Even though it does load you back on whatever screen you left it on, but it sucks. I have the screen and screen working for mine. Uh, will work way better. connection streaming than phones, to be honest. I'm having other processing. Yes, that's the next thing. Phones have to worry about the messaging app, the calling app, the GPS, the locator, and that's just constantly, it's constantly online. So this one's only going to be using online when you're using it for this. It's dedicated. Yeah, Red doesn't always work with mine. Sometimes it does, and just like with YouTube, sometimes it doesn't. And so this eliminates that problem altogether. Like for me, oh, I'm sorry, hang on. Is that better? Y'all need to let me know if that's better or not. Um, so the next thing is kind of a combination. You literally can't use your phone in any way. At least I can't use mine without the risk of it dropping or the app having to reload. And that is annoying. That's why generally I only use my razor when I'm in bed because that's when I know that Twitter has kind of calmed down. None of my, friends are going to be messaging me, uh, anything right there. And so that brings me in to the DualSense. It's my next thing about this device. It's the DualSense. It comes with all the features of the DualSense. It comes with the adaptive triggers. It comes with the button responses. It comes with the six. It comes with everything. And the freaking left analog stick is in the correct dadgum spot. I am not an Xbox player. I don't like PC playing. And so I have not ever used and enjoyed using the offset stick. I even hate that crap on the Switch. It bothers me to no end. That's not where the stick is supposed to be. And so it really, really frustrates me that even because I was going to get a PlayStation Backbone whenever it came out, but I saw it and I was like, dang it, it's still offset. That sucks. Like, why are you going to license something and then have it set up different? The controller better have swappable sticks. Listen, somebody mentioned, like, what about stick drift? And I'll be completely honest with you. One of my PS5 controllers had stick drift, and I took the stupid thing apart and I fixed it. I fixed it myself. And guess what? No more stick drift. It was super easy. You just have to be a little careful. And as long as you can be careful, you'll be fine. And your controller already had stick drift, so if you break it, who cares? Because Sony's not fixing it. You get stick drift on the queue. Yes, but my point is even if I get stick drift on the queue, I can still watch a YouTube video, take that dude apart, fix it, and be done. Because the device still will come apart. I ain't had stick drift ever. Consider yourself lucky. I was playing through Final Fantasy VII Remake, I believe. No, I was playing through Crisis Core, and the character just started moving, like, and he didn't stop. And like I would mess with it, and it would stop for a little bit. I would mess with it, and it'd stop for a little bit. And then I started playing God of War, and I would like the camera would start moving all on its own, and I'm like, ah, crap. So found a YouTube video, took my controller apart, took out the gyros, cleaned those, put them all back in, reassessed everything, put a couple things back where they were supposed to go, and it was all fixed and done. It's not hard. You just got to know what you're doing. Watch a YouTube video. Yeah, Retro, you're not a normal human. That doesn't count. So that's the Lord's favor in your life, my guy. That has nothing to do with anything else. Also, these boots are super fun in here. Anyways, so it comes with all the features of the DualSense. All of the other devices for remote play don't do this. You can pair your phone with them. Like you can pair your phone with a DualSense, but then you have to find a way to set your phone up. And once again, that is super annoying when the point of this is so I can have it in my hand. And so it's irritating, it's frustrating. I don't like that aspect. And I play a ton. Oh, no, no, no. Let's not get into why I like. This is just the positives that I see, okay? And then under positives, I am going to put the battery life. This is not meant to be a full-time console, okay? Remember the demographic I believe they're shooting for. Most of us have kids. Most of us, if the kids are staying up late watching a movie, we want to be able to game. So you pop the Q light on, you game, they get to watch the TV, everybody's happy, right? Right. So that's the demographic. So a 3 to 4 hour battery life, or 4 to 5 now, I think is what the newest report is. I don't know, that'll change in another day. But like 3 to 5 hours of battery life, totally fine. Kids watching a movie late at night, guess what? 3 to 5 hours is perfect. I'm not going to use it after that because I'm going to transfer everything back over to my PlayStation because I have the TV at that point. And so it doesn't make sense why it needs this massively huge battery life when, uh-oh, I'm going to die. Yep. When everything, its whole purpose is to be able to let somebody else use the main television while you're in here. Oh, YouTube just dipped bad. Everybody left. Um, and so, yeah, those are my kind of the positives. I think the battery life is perfect. I think that for what they're using it for and what they're going to kind of push it for, I think it's perfect. Uh, so potential negatives, okay? And since we started on battery life, or ended on battery life for the positives, let's go ahead and go to battery life for the negative, okay? And I know that you're like, but you just said it was a positive. Yes. So for the people who travel a lot, for the people who do a lot of like, truckers sometimes do partner driving, where it's two of y'all, so y'all can go back and forth. And yuck. Oh no, never mind. I see what you're saying now. Almost like a picture-in-picture, but the picture-in-picture is on the Q light. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I think that'd be cool because right now you can't remote play streaming services. So yeah, that'd be neat. I think I could get down with that. But the battery life would kind of suck for somebody who's away from their home or uses it in hotels. But here's the thing I would say too. If it's been a very long day or if you're in a hotel, generally speaking, you have a couple hours left until you need to go to bed and get back up for the meeting or get back up to go spend time with family again or go to the beach or whatever. And you're not going to be playing it for 5 hours. You're just not. Like, I don't play my PlayStation for 5 hours at a time anymore. So what the heck do I need a handheld that can do that? That doesn't make sense. A lot of folks who are complaining about, well, it only has a 3.5 hour battery life. My guy, how much do you game? Like, I could exclusively use the remote play every single night and still not have a battery problem because I don't game that much daily. So it's perfect for somebody like me. It's perfect. And so, but for the traveling guy, it's not. For the guy who's going to be going to hotels or driving over the road or have a, kind of a partner trucker situation or uh, something like that, it's not beneficial for them because they're going to want a long 6 to 8 hour battery life. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you don't really need more than that. Complaining about battery life is silly. Like, I have never once looked at my DualSense and gone, man, this thing only stays good for 6 to 8 hours. I have two controllers that I have fully charged, and then when I get home, it's a gorgeous controller. I love this controller. She's my friend. Anyways, I grabbed this one, and like my white one just stays on the dock. That I never get to the point where I need to plug in a new controller. And so I don't know what people are talking about when they say battery life. Uh, Here's another potential negative. Price. It needs to be $150 to $200 at maximum. And at the $200, I'm waiting until it's been out for a while to be able to buy it because I'm not going to spend $150. I'm not going to spend $200. I won't spend $170. My max for like the day of, like day one price is 150. Anything after it's done. I'm not doing. But the be a huge deciding factor for a lot of people. And then the final thing, and the final thing is a little arbitrary because I think 1080p being on that small of a screen is not going to look bad, especially at 60 frames per second. I think it'll actually feel really good. I'm at 99.99. Um, it's the LCD versus the OLED. So like the LCD versus the OLED, right? That's those, like you have to go OLED. You could just go normal LED, and it would have looked better. I mean, let's be honest. $100 is the line. Nah, Newtonian, they're not releasing that Joker for $100. Like that's just it has the Sony logo. That makes it $100 right off the bat. Like you gotta give a little bit there. Like it's the Q lights or not the Q light. The backbone's $100 and it has no screen. So yeah, I think it's gonna be 150. Actually, I think they'll try to do. I think they'll try to split the difference at like 179. Go on the higher side, a higher end. Yes. So let's sidetrack real quick. But hang on, no. Let me finish this. The LCD versus the OLED. I think they could have done the OLED or even just a basic LED, and you know, still charged 200, 220 for it. And at that point, having an LED screen, I would probably buy it because I like LED over LCD all day long. Like, I can't tell you the last time I had an LCD screen in my house. I don't think I have one of those anymore. Actually, you know what? Never mind. The little 1080p TV in the kids' bedroom, that one is that one's an LCD. It's a really old TV. It's mainly just there so they can play the Switch. Yeah, LCD is a poor choice, and so that's a negative in my opinion. But at 150, I think it would work. Don't they have burn-in? Yes, LCDs have they have way less burn-in than plasma used to, but they still have way more burn-in than LED or OLED. And so, yo, oh, okay. So retro just said that not the newer LCD. So that's my thoughts though. That I think for this device, for somebody like me, I think it's a genius move. Somebody who is maybe single father who has kids, who the kids want you to be in the same room with them because they like spending time with you, but they want to watch Gabba Gabba Cat, Kit Cat, whatever it is. Gabby Cat? Is that the thing? Gabby Cat? Is that a kids TV show? Yeah. So they want to watch Gabby Cat or they want to watch Super Kitties. Like, and you're like, man, I don't want to watch that. But they're like, Super Kitty, Super Kitty, Super Kitty. Well, then you can put your lovely earbuds in with your lovely LCD touchscreen, or I'm sorry, LCD remote play device, and then boom. Uh, it works out super well. Yeah, single father like you. That's right. Like, it works out super, super well. And it's one of those things that, like, it's a win-win. You get to spend time with your kids, your phone's still up. If you want to take a break, catch something on Twitter, whatever, then you're good to roll. Like, you get to do it. It's fine. And so it works so, so well. And so I think that people are being too harsh on this because of, let's be honest, the rest of the showcase was kind of a disappointment, so we found stuff to sink our teeth into. Oh, shoot. Hello. And so because of that, it's very... It got bad placement. And then the way they handled it was awful. And I mean awful. They handled it in one of the worst ways you could have by just throwing it out there. Hey, the laundry's done. Sorry about that, guys. By just throwing it out there, and then that's what you had to look at. Like, they didn't give you much information on it. Didn't give you like a whole presentation. but it's real good. I think it's going to have its place. I think it's going to have its time and its moment. And so, this wasn't on the docket tonight, but I think Newtonian mentioned it. Those freaking earbuds, if those like listening earbuds, like for the to be used the PSVR 2, I am in it quickly. Like that will be my like purchase before the Q Lite will be those dang earbuds. Because if they have mic capabilities, oh my God, I hate wearing the big, huge headset mics like I have now, like I'm actually doing this show on, because I just don't like it. And so, yeah, day one on them buds. Yeah, man. Like, I am in there. Like, I hope they release in November, like everyone is. I say everyone. Like, all the leakers are saying, trust me, bro. Like, just, I really hope that that's the case, because those will be coming home with me. Mines. So I just need to know more about them, and we haven't heard much about them because all they did was show us a freaking photo that may not resemble actual product. Like, that's the other thing I think people are missing. Like, it said that this may not resemble the actual look of the products, and everybody's going in on how bad the design looks, and even me. Like, I have sausages for fingers. I don't have piano hands, and so trying to figure out how to get my hand to fit perfectly in the way it's set up. Like, I don't know if my fingers are gonna fit. I mean, I've lost a ton of weight, but Lord Jesus, I don't know if my fingers are gonna fit in that. And so I hope they do something different with the controls. Understood if they don't, but that's kind of my thought on those. It was bad placement, it was bad timing. People weren't wanting to hear about your stupid handheld after you gave us that show. Like, and so those are my thoughts. Those are the thoughts from Thrifty. RP Gaming, what's up, man? I remember talking shit about AirPods. Now I got multiple pairs. Dude, I kid you not. My wife is sitting about 6 feet away from me with her AirPods in, watching something on Netflix. I think Netflix. So, no, it's not Netflix. Anyways, she's watching something, and yeah, and I have a pair that I listen to every day at work. Uh, so no, I'm not buying into the whole people don't want earbuds, don't like earbuds. It's an earbud time, and I just fell and died. Son of a biscuit. So yeah, those are my thoughts with that. And now I do kind of want to get into the Xbox showcase, because as much people think that, dude, I've heard the Raycons are actually good for voice. Like, I heard that they're one of the best for voice, but not really, stellar for like just listening, right? And so, hang on, we're gonna have y'all look into the beautiful. Let's see, there we go. Xbox better bring it. Yeah. So here we go. Now I want to be able to take a minute with all of these. So the Xbox showcase. Here's what I want. First of all, Xbox is in a very unique situation to kind of beat the brakes off of Sony. Okay. But they also have a really good chance to fumble it and leave a lot of talking points still out there for people to go, that was kind of like Sony's. We still don't know what y'all have coming new, and we've known about these other things for 4 years now, or 3 years. And so here's the thing. Here's what I want. I want all the exclusive games for the next 4 quarters, right? With release dates. Like Starfield, for and Hellblade. Those could be the 4 games that are coming out over the next 4 quarters, with Hellblade wrapping up the mm, Hellblade or Avowed. Sorry, I was taking a drink. CGI, I want gameplay of those games. So 4 games exclusive with gameplay. I want to know exactly what we're expecting from at least the next two. So Star and I think that they need to give 60 frames per second tags. As Xbox tags, Game Series X. Like, they need to reinvigorate their console right now, and they have a heck of a chance to do it. Because for me, it's Helldivers, Phantom Blade Zero, and Spider-Man 2. Those games are all day one purchases for me because Helldivers looks awesome. And folks are saying, that China Hero Project game, it's a scam, it'll come out, it'll probably never do anything. If it does, if it does, then that game is going to be epic, and I'm here for it. So they need to give me something at the Xbox that says, hey, listen, Starfield's not for you. Cool. Well, we have Avowed coming out. Oh, you're more into racing? Guess what? We got Forza coming out. Here's the date. Here's some gameplay for it. Hellblade is the only one I think that could get away with an interactive trailer, Jesus, with a cinematic trailer. And the reason why is because Hellblade, if they push it out to the fourth quarter, which will put it March, let's see, carry 3, divide by 2, I think that would push it April, May, June of next year. And so it gives them time to be able to go, hey guys, here's a cinematic trailer, we'll tell you more about it later. Awesome. Because it's a full year out. A lot can change in a year. And I think that that's what they need to do. And then what I want to see are 2 to 3 new game announcements. And to me, those could be CGI trailers. Those I don't want to see a lot of double A. I'm talking about triple A games when I say 2 to 3 new game announcements. Um, get people excited. Get people. So Microsoft wants to expect a total of about 7 games from them. 4 of which can have cinematic trailers, and the other 3 need to have actual gameplay. And then I'd want to see that heavy console focus. Hero Down Under. Here's what you missed. I'll give you a recap. So my points for the Q Lite, I have some reasons that I think it's going to be good, and then some potential issues. The reason, average age of the gamer is 28 to 30 years old. Traditionally, they're male, married, with children. That means they're dads, they're moms. Sometimes they're sharing a TV. So the Q Lite is perfect to be able to let the dad or the mom play their video games while the kids are sitting there. We made a good point that for single dads who have their kids, the kids want to watch something like Gabby Cat, and you don't want to watch Gabby Cat, but the kids still. It makes total sense. The phones that somebody brought up phones, and phones are good, but literally everything you do on a phone outside of the Remote Play app makes you a lot of times have to reload that Remote Play app, or it glitches, or it stutters, or it's just not good seamless performance, right? And so there's those two things, right? The age, the demographic, the audience that they're attracting, the fact that phones, there's just not much you can do. Every little notification on a phone drags down the service. And of course, this is from America. I understand that our internet infrastructure is like 27th in the nation, in like the world. So I get it. We're lackluster in most categories. And it's the DualSense, right? Since you pair up your device to your remote and then, or to your controller, but then that takes away the handheld aspect. And so it's not that good when you think about it. So this would like play into the battery life is 3 to 4 hours, which because this isn't the main method you're playing, like this isn't a Nintendo Switch situation where you can undo it, play it, go on the road and play it, take it wherever you want and play it. This is a device that is meant to bridge a gap together, but let everybody be in the same room doing their own thing. I think it works out super well in that regard. And the battery life is fine. Also, I can't remember a time when we're not next to a charger, right? Like I can't, I have 2 in my truck. I have 2 next to my side of the bed. I have my drill charger is in the garage. my and then I have like earbud chargers and like flashlight chargers that are all over the place. Like there's never a time when I'm away from a charger for a long period of time, right? There's just not. And so yeah, I think that the whole charger fake outrage. It just really is. It's that give me something to be mad about so I can be mad, or give me something to key into so I don't sound like a Sony fanboy and can dog this thing because of battery life, or it becomes a Puddlegate or a the liquid metal. It becomes any of those bullcrap things. Oh, if you play this way, the whole system shuts. Shut up! Like that doesn't actually happen. You're causing fake outrage for no reason, right? And so then we got into the negatives, which is the price being a potential negative, it not being good for people who do want to play outside of their home, traveling people, traveling sales, do a lot of over the road work, things like that. Those guys might not want this because of that battery life. But then again, most of those guys, especially over the road truck drivers, they have an inverter on their truck, and it's perfect. It works great. And then the price 150 to $200 at most. Price will be a huge deciding factor for people purchasing this device. Whenever we get into, or whenever I was in that section, there was one guy, I think Newtonian, said it was $100 buy for him. Uh, I think myself and a couple of the others were at 150, was a day one purchase. Anything over that, I have to see. Eh. We talked about the earbuds for a little bit, how those are definitely a day one. I love to have the earbuds. My wife is sitting next to me right now, so I hope she's listening. That when Sony PlayStation releases the earbuds, I would love to have them day one. And then on to the showcase, right? Which is kind of where you came in. I want all the exclusive games for the next 4 quarters announced, and I want 3 of them with release dates. Whatever order they put that in, that's what I'm expecting from that. Uh, Gameplay, I want gameplay of 3 out of 4 of those. The fourth one, I'm hoping it's Hellblade because I really want them to do a good job with that. Uh, and I think Playground Games has a hard lock on the new Forza title. I don't think that'll be a problem. And all can come out in the third quarter. What's up, Sin? How are you? And so there's that. I also want them to focus heavily on 2 to 3 new game announcements, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want the whole showcase to be about what they promised 3 years ago, even though they could. Like, that's the sucky part. Turn 10, not Playground. What? 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 No. Wait a second. Playground Games, Forza. Okay. Huh? We make video. Yeah, they were the creators of the Forza Horizon series. Oh, okay. Sweet. I will defer to my converted Xbox brethren over here. I will I will I will submit to that. I don't know shit about Xbox. I don't like Xbox. Fuck Xbox. But here's the thing that I want to see from Xbox because competition is good. Like regardless of what you feel about Xbox, competition in the market is great. And gamers need good games. So I want to see 2 to 3 new IP announcements to where we get excited about what Xbox is offering, and folks on PlayStation side are going, "Dang, this thing's gonna look good!" Like, whew, Lord help. I was a diehard bot during 360. Yeah, I was not. So, um, I do bleed blue, and so I think that I also want to see a heavy console focus. That's why I just said 2 to 3. Like 2 to 3. I'm not expecting a ton. I'm actually only expecting about 7 to 10 games that are exclusive to Xbox and PC. Uh, because that's about what I think they're capable of, and they have so many games that they haven't shown yet that um, 2 to 3 games I think is perfect. And that is a good point, Salty. They showed a lot in their past uh, that still haven't been yet. So I mean that does make a good point. I do want to see. I want to see that they are focusing on the Xbox more, right? And this is once again, this is kind of a recap of what I was talking about before Hero came in and asked for what he missed. And if you're one of the folks who come in here often, I'll always try to do a brief recap. Uh, Starfield needs to also be 60 frames per second on the Series X. Like I don't think that's even an option. Like I really don't. This is from the showcase was no Redfall port for the PS5. You know you lying. You know you lying. Um, so, anyways, I have Starfield 60 FPS on the Series X. I want to see it say captured on the Series X. Like, I think that right there, I think those words captured on the Series X, 5 words, would be so impactful for Xbox fans. It would also be impactful for the gaming market as a whole. Like, for the gaming community as a whole, I think that would be huge. And what a way to stick it in the freaking face of Sony. Like, haha, your shit was captured on PC. Ours was using our hardware. Like, it's just a chance to puff your chest out. And I want that. And if we're going to get a second showcase from Sony, I'll be honest, the only reason we're going to get it is if Xbox shows some banger shit. Like, it's not even a question at that point. If Xbox comes out and shows all these banger titles, we got gameplay for the next 3 games coming out exclusive, and they've announced the fourth quarter game, and they've announced 3 other things they're working on. Also, we get all of these third-party games coming too. Heck yes! You can't tell me that wouldn't excite people as long as it happens that way. And then Sony's going to look at it and go, well, damn, they're excited. They got to give me a reason to get a damn. Yes, exactly. Like, they have to give you a reason to get it. And I'm hoping with what they show, they light a fire up under Sony's rear end. Let's not get it twisted. I don't just want it to be shown so Xbox gamers can have good games. I want it so that the next showcase I get is way better than this one. They finish show Forza. Buying a publisher is not it. Hang on. I must have missed something. Hang on. Oh, you're saying, yeah. Let's star set. Be a good time for Mim. Going to be a good time for me if it's that good. That is. Well, the problem is they've already announced that there's going to be paid stuff in Starfield. There's going to be paid mods. So people are already going to be fixing this game. Bethesda wants people to fix this game. So, like, that aside, though, it's still a Bethesda product. Like, they didn't all of a sudden become a great studio overnight and a studio that releases complete experiences. That's just not how that works. Like, it is just not. The first 2 Witcher games were buggy as hell. The third Witcher game was a little less buggy, and then we all know how Cyberpunk came out. So, generally, studios that are known for their bugs and known to have to work continually on a game for a while, that doesn't get better with time. It just doesn't. And the longer the game is in development, usually the worse the game comes out. Like, there's a sweet spot there, right? If a game has only been worked on for 2.5, or 4 years, I mean, Jedi Survivor, then it can still has a chance to come out messy. If it's worked on for 10 years, 7 years, 8 years, the game has a chance to come out really buggy and messy. But there's that sweet spot of like that 4 to 6 year range that, generally speaking, games come out fairly well. Like Final Fantasy 16, Yoshi P came out and said, yeah, this game's not getting a day one patch. It won't need it. We are shipping you a complete title out of the case. Like, hell yeah. Thank you, Yoshi P. It's the first game that I haven't had to have a day one patch on in a long time. And why did that happen? Because they were on a 4 year release cycle, and they said, hey, no, we need one more year. They took one more year, and after 3 months into that extra year of delay, they said, hey, guys, the game finished. And then they had 9 months to perfect it. That's awesome. It's not like hey guys, we just finished the game. Oh my god, it went gold. And by the way, there's going to be a 49 gig day one patch. Trust me, you're going to love it. Like, it's nothing like that. It's a full game, set, done. So let's not act like studios that typically release buggy games automatically know how to not do that. It's just not. I'm playing the appreciate it for what it is, but I will never be playing that game. I will play Link to the Past though. It was awesome. I don't think games should be announced more than 12 to 18 months before release. RP, listen, I agree, but Sony tried that and we freaking rioted. Like, they only gave us shit that's coming 2023 and early 2024. So they did that and we freaking rioted. So like we can't have it both ways. I don't want to know about games 3 years out. Why'd you only show me games for the next few months? It's it's interesting the way that's done. But I got a little sidetracked there. That's what I want from the showcase. I want them to freaking compete. Stop being a bunch of whiny babies trying to sit in a corner. Not whiny babies. Sorry. That's not fair. It's a company, and companies cannot do that. That's a human attribute that companies can't do. Stop acting like you don't have the ability or the know-how to compete, and like all you want to do is buy publishers because that's what gives you security in the market. That's weak sauce, and your Xbox fans are about to be abused long enough to where if that happens again, and they announce the merger, they announce the buyout, they announce the blah 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 blah, then your gamers are not going to care. They're just not. And so here's what I don't want. Step one. And if Xbox happens to find this on a drunken rage one night, anybody at Xbox would be great. Listen, do not announce the acquisition of ABK. Just freaking don't. I don't want to see that at the showcase. That's not what gamers are going to care about. They want the games. Surprisingly speaking, if Xbox would have had the showcase we had, they would think it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Look at all the games coming out. Look at all the games coming out. We don't care it's coming to PC. That happens already. Look at all these things coming out. Look at this. They would have been flabbergasted. They would have created their own foam for the foam party, if you know what I mean. And so, I don't want to hear about the ABK deal. And I don't even think they should bring up the damn ABK deal. Main reason is Blizzard has already said we don't want our games going on Game Pass. So how the hell are you supposed to get around that? Like, don't bring it up to controversial takes, and nobody else is going to listen to the rest of the showcase. Second thing, trailers that for games that have been announced 2 years ago, I'm going to give Hellblade a pass if it's their Q4 game, or whatever the Q4 game is, it gets a pass. But games like Starfield, games like Forza, they need gameplay. Real, legit, not dipshit top green screen while they show somebody in the back 30 yards away playing a little screen. Like, come on. Gameplay. Gameplay. Learn from what PlayStation did. You didn't show us gameplay, and we're pissed. We want Xbox to show gameplay. I don't understand why this is so hard for companies to do now. Show us gameplay. And especially since Xbox has had these games in the pipeline for 3 years, show gameplay. Like, unless you're so ill-equipped to manage your studios that you just don't have gameplay. Like, we're pissed off because Sony Santa Monica, who just released God of War Ragnarok, like, hear me when I say that, just released God of War Ragnarok last fall, or was it winter in November? Anyways, they're releasing in November. That game came out, and we are already expecting Sony Santa Monica to give us something more. Like, these are the expectations that we have. So 2 to 3 years later, no, I'd be livid if it was 2 to 3 years and I haven't heard anything from these studios that have given us stuff. Oh, I'd be pissed. And so I don't want to see them do that. I don't want to see them just give more CGI trailers. The next thing that I don't want relates to very closely to one of the things I did want. I don't want to see Starfield 30 FPS on the Switch or on the Switch. Guys, I am super tired. I don't Xbox at 30 FPS on the Series X. That would be a travesty, and that is going to make people get rid of their systems. And I don't want that. I don't want that. I want Xbox to at least be not comparable. Oh shoot. Anyways, I want Xbox to actually be able to be a viable threat to Sony, or at least try to be a viable threat. Don't just roll over and play dead. And then I don't want to see they only have Starfield coming out this year. And this one's for actually 2 reasons. God bless, the last photo I saw of Todd Howard, like one of the most recent ones, the dude looks like he's about to fall over dead. The guy needs a break. He doesn't need to be carrying the entire weight of Xbox shoulders, or of Xbox on his shoulders. It doesn't make any sense. It's not good. The guy needs a break. So they need to put something else out, which is why I think the game for the winter months is going to be Forza. Because it's a trusted IP, it's a trusted studio. They usually do well with Forza games. And so it gives them something to kind of go, hey guys, we got this coming. It's going to be 120. It's going to be 60. It's going to be that. We have Starfield coming. It's going to be 60 on the X, 30 on the S, and 720p on the S. It's going to be 2160. Whatever, up to 4K. Who gives a shit? As long as it's running at 60, nobody's going to care. But they can't just leave it out on its own. They can't. Because if that's the case, Starfield is going to crumble. It's going to have so much scrutiny and so much pressure on it that it's going to fail. It might be a wonderful game with a few bugs. But if that's the only game they have coming out this year, those bugs are going to be magnified a lot. Look what happened to Redfall. Like, now, granted, Redfall was a very, very crappy game from the start, right? It was awful. But maybe it wouldn't have been that bad if it had some other games around it, right? Because sometimes it can be a flop. Nobody really talks about it. Nobody really, goes and get... Like, Gollum. Like, nobody thought Gollum was going to be a good game. I don't know a single person that was like, ooh, this game looks really fun. No, nobody said that about Golem. And so it's just going to fall by the wayside. I didn't even know it had been released, to be quite honest. But because of the high profile that has been given to Starfield, because of how bad Redfall was, and because of the things that people are doing right now, with everything being so focused on Starfield, like, they need to release another game closely next to it. And so, another thing I don't want Starfield to be left on an island. And then the worst thing that they could do at this showcase The absolute worst thing. I'll get into that in just a sec. I want to see some comments real quick. As a matter of fact, what do y'all think the worst thing that they could do with this? Just get out there in the chat. Let me know. We got 10 people in here. I appreciate that, guys. What do you think? Is? And while you're doing that, I'm just going to refresh my screen, get some stuff going. Pop in, pop out. All right. Pause, by the way. Okay. Redfall is great with friends to laugh at. Dude, go watch Angry Joe's review of Redfall. It's probably one of my favorite reviews he's ever done. Why is my mic cutting out tonight? What in the crap is going on? All right. Okay, is that better? Is that better? Forget about Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, and Peppa. Yes, we are. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Um, Let me try something. No, it's not a Walmart mic. It's a GameStop mic, you jackleg. It's not. I promise. It's a Stealth 600 Pro, I think. Fully updated with 3D integration. It's not bad. Give me just a second though, because I can actually go into this thing and it goes in and out in waves. Is it still going in and out? Because that's going to be a oh, sounds like other interference. That's interesting. Because I have nothing else attached to my Wi-Fi right now. Oh shit, and I died. So, anyways, let's get into this. Dude must know me in real life. I have gout. That sucks. I'm not laughing at gout. I'm just laughing at how that whole thing played out. Sorry, that's really fucked up. I didn't mean to laugh. My bad, man. That sucks. My manager has gout. That really sucks. Um, so here's the worst thing that they could do. The worst thing that they could absolutely do is delay Starfield. Like, I don't know if y'all understand the ramifications that would happen if they delayed Starfield. It would be god awful. Neon Blue, what's up? Uh, that's awesome, man. I appreciate you stopping by. But they can't delay Starfield. Here, I'm gonna try to adjust my mic level. Give me a sec. Mic check, mic check, mic check, 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 check. All right, I'm back. Watch my ex-boss cry. It hurt so bad. And that man survived. What? Oh, yeah. Stuff ain't no fun. My boss have to go have surgery on him. Look. Okay, so they cannot delay Starfield. They can't. Literally, they cannot delay Starfield. If they delay if they delay Starfield, sorry, my Arkansan was out. If they delay Starfield, it's going to be a bloodbath. They could announce games that came into your home, woke you up in the morning, and had breakfast cooked for you already. But if they freaking delay Starfield, nothing else matters. And that's what I'm talking about with needing another game. Now, what they could do is put Forza in the September slot and move Starfield away from Spider-Man and put it more in the November spot. Okay, they could do that, and that I think would be okay. People would still give them a lot of crap for it, but I hear banjos. What? I don't. I hear banjos. There's literally nothing in my house that's making noise right now except me. Um, but if they delay Starfield and kick it out of 2023, you will start seeing, you'll just start driving by, like, you know, the like driving by downtown areas or through subdivisions, and you'll just see people throwing their Xbox out the window. Oh, your Southern voice. Yeah, it was bad, man. That's why when you were on the show the other week, a couple weeks ago, and you were like, "Man, I hope my Southern doesn't come out too bad." I was like, "Bro, you ain't got to worry about that. Like, we're all friends here." Missouri, if you live in Missouri, not Missouri, Mississippi, you're all relatives. Oh, terrible. Um, yeah, the tide can roll right off a cliff. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. We're not going to talk about that tonight. We can talk about that at a later date. Uh, but if they delay Starfield, guys, it's going to be a freaking nightmare. So I don't want to see that. I don't want to see them get hurt. I don't want to see that happen to them. Uh, I don't want to see people throwing they're not even going to take them to GameStop to trade them in. No, 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 no. They're going to burn them. Like, because here's the thing. X players, more of a higher percentage of their player base is mobilized on social media and things like that, let's just be honest, than PlayStation's, right? PlayStation, I think if we go by the numbers, PlayStation had about 10 million people watching their showcase fully, and that gives you, about 10%, we'll say 10% of their active gaming population. So with that, Xbox has about 40 million players on it. Maybe 35, 40 million, I think, just on the console side. And I'm pretty sure this thing's going to get about 8 to 10 million views. So they have about a 30% uh, of their player base, as where PlayStation has a little less than 10%, actually on socials and influencing, quote unquote. Uh, y'all couldn't see me, but I actually did the air quotes. And so I think that Sony or the Xbox needs to realize that, hey, when we screw up, it hurts us way more than when PlayStation does. Because our fans, a lot of them are online, and a lot of them will talk until they like go hoarse in order to say what they need to say. They'll say it 8 times, and I don't know if anybody else, but it's a, and if you don't get it, you need to go listen to the song, say what you need to say. Uh, but that's a great joke, and so that's it, guys. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. That's what I don't want. I want Xbox to have a good show. I want them to deliver on some of the things that they haven't. And I really want to see them focus on the console. I want them, I want folks like Doc Dark to have a great night and know that he didn't just buy a $500 PC, that he actually got a gaming console. I want folks like Jez, who plays he sometimes plays Game Pass games on his PC. I want him to know that he's getting some decent stuff through Game Pass, but he's not the main focus anymore. And I think that they made that big push to allow Game Pass onto PC. That, like, man, it kind of seems like the console's not their main focus. So if they can use this showcase to kind of shift that uh, to where the people who own all three actually feel like they're getting something, or yeah, hey, Sin, I will tell you, guarantee it'll be the bestest Xbox showcase ever according to Xbox. So here's the problem. All of us Sony fans said the same exact thing about our showcase, and boy, were we wrong. The question is can Xbox fans learn from Sony fans and go, you know what? I'm going to hold off a bit, even though they'll show half the game shown. Yeah, and that's fine. They're a third-party game. I'm not upset about that. Because if you ask, Zubitech released something really cool today that showed all the numbers. And as I was reading it, I was like, damn, if this is all I had to go off of for the showcase, they told us a ton of crap coming out. So, like, if you just look at the showcase for what it was a really good showcase. They have four new first-party games. Three of them are new IP. One of them is a sequel. Or no, I'm sorry. Two of them are new IP. Two of them are sequels, and then one isn't a first, but it's a second-party studio that is making a PS5 exclusive. In Helldivers, and that's also a sequel. Then we got all of these games that are either coming out or coming out. I mean, sorry, either coming out extremely soon that we already knew about, or we got Metal Gear Solid. We got Final Fantasy 16. We got Spider-Man 2. I'm sorry, not Spider-Man 2. Street Fighter. We already knew about those games. One of them because of a leak, so that's not really their fault. But then we get Blade Zero. We get which is another exclusive. And so I mean, like we have games that are going to be coming out. We're still well fed. Like I don't know if y'all get that or not. We're complaining because they served us a sirloin instead of a filet mignon. That's what we're complaining about. And trust me, I get it. Tonight for our anniversary, my wife and I went out to a really nice restaurant in the city we live in, and we ordered. We were looking. I was looking at the steaks, and I was like, man, I don't really want a steak. And then she was like, well, I'm gonna get the shrimp scampi. They had another one that was shrimp scampi, but more like New Orleans spices and stuff. And I was like, I'm getting that. And like, we got those things, and we were happy to get them. But if I would have ordered shrimp scampi and they would have brought me out like popcorn shrimp from like Sonic, I'd have been pissed because that's not what my expectations are. And Sony has done so well of giving us filet mignon after filet mignon that when they gave us this last showcase, dear God, it felt like somebody just gave me a little, oh, thanks, Neon, I appreciate that. 12 years, man. 12 years. And so it's, yeah, I have a whole like thread that you can go check out on Twitter about what I think about, 12 years of marriage, how that works. Thanks to your longevity in marriage. Hey, sweetie. They're all saying congratulations and stuff like that. So, yeah, they said that. Um, it's it's one of the expectations, and what I expect from Sony is not what I expect from Xbox. I want Xbox to come out and knock it out of the freaking park. But what I have told every Xbox, no, she doesn't. Her sister is actually married to one of my best friends from college. It's really cool the way it worked out. Um, but anyway, I expect different from Xbox. I want them to have a banger showcase. But what I've been telling Xbox fans who I'm actually kind of able to talk to, yeah, I am. Yeah, I am still smiling. She's super awesome. Um, the way that uh, I want those fans to be able to experience these great things, these great games, these wonderful moments. But I tell Xbox fans that I have kind of a relationship with, like, hey, listen, you gotta stop. Like, everyone's like, oh man, now they're gonna fix it. Now they're gonna be amazing. They're gonna do this. Now they're gonna do that. They're just gonna put the freaking foot on the throat of Sony. Listen, guys, they've effed this up before. let's let's not act like they are batting 1,000, okay? Let's not act like Xbox is just doing wonderful things over there. So we need them to step up their game. Because right now, I expect not even a sirloin from Xbox. I expect like that steak that you get that is just barely good enough for stew meat. And so if they give us sirloin from this show, it's a huge victory. Like, if they give us something that is halfway decent, it's going to seem like an amazing showcase for them. And then the hype will be, and once again, this is very selfish of me, but the hype will be on Xbox, and then Sony will come out with that second showcase. I think if Xbox comes out and lays an egg, we're not getting a second showcase. Sony is just going to be screwed. Um, But anyways, guys, I'll figure. Just want to, if you haven't hit that like button, please do. It really helps out the channel. My last video, I kind of went backwards in subs a little bit because I did just ride the nutsack of Sony, and so it kind of frustrated me. But whatever. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, I have King Thrift coming on next week's episode of Thrifty News Podcast. A new mic. Listen, if it's that bad, I I, I need to figure out what's going on uh, because I did rewatch the last stream and noticed it cutting out. And so, yeah, you know, once I share this out enough and people come and get, once y'all share this out and more people see the show, subscribe to the channel, and watch my video, the more my channel gets pushed, and then I get monetized, and then y'all can gift me whatever in the craft. Because what we're building right now, guys, is a community. Like, I have my people who show up every week and listen to this. And there's some weeks that I have double that number, and there's some weeks that I just have the normal 7 to 10 that show up. And either way, I'm having a blast. I'm having so much fun doing this. Granted, my ADD works a little weird. I can't just sit and play and talk to y'all all at the same time. It just doesn't freaking work that way. I'm not built to do that. And so y'all have to kind of just stare at a screen right now. But it's going to be great, guys. It's going to be wonderful. This channel is going up. Uh, it's a freaking Turtle Beach. What do you want? Listen, Sin, I will send you my Cash App through Twitter, and you can send me $100, and I'll go buy a Pulse headset like tomorrow. Like, don't get it twisted, guys. I I'm fully happy with the equipment I have. But if y'all are just gun ho, like, hey, nah, man, Thrifty needs this, I'm a cheap bastard, guys. Like, I am. I really am. And so, now that y'all have told me it's broken, though, I may have to do something about that. But, anyways, guys, I want y'all to have a good night. I want y'all to have an amazing time. Tomorrow's a holiday for most of us here in the States. I hope you get to enjoy it. Um, Remember, do not thank a veteran for their service. That is not what tomorrow is for. That tomorrow is Memorial Day, and that is for remembering those who gave their lives in combat, right? Or died in the military service. And so that's what we remember tomorrow. I know a lot of veterans who get really upset, or a lot of soldiers who get really upset and frustrated when people come up to them and thank them for their service on Memorial Day. It's not. They've already. That's what Veterans Day is for, and that's what Military Appreciation Day is for. Like, tomorrow is to honor the fallen soldiers who died in combat, and no matter what country you live in, they all have militaries, and they've all had people who have given their lives for your country. So, uh, like Thrash says, never pay attention to chat. And so, Sin, I'm actually getting better at that on Thrifty's Gaming News podcast, on the actual one where I have a guest with me, because it's too hard to interact with the guest and y'all at the same time. Thoughts with Thrifty is a more intimate time. It's more just us together, kind of going back and forth, having a discussion. And so I like it. I like to be able to interact with the chat on this level. So yeah, I have nothing. Like I said, today was mainly focused on family, my wife and I. Some like, bro, I need you to just stop. Like, I need you to quit talking now. like 4 times now. Um, Church Keys, we miss you. Love you, brother. And I pray for you. I really do. And so it's been a great night tonight. Uh, this man put me in the corner. I'm serious about this. This is a hobby and a passion. Stay thrifty. Enjoy it. Have fun. Find games on sale. Find games you've never, ever, ever played before. The next game I want to get, I just bought some games on a big, huge sale, and so the next game I'm going to get though is called Sky Gamblers 2. It's a game that Church wanted me to review for the channel, and after I get through these reviews that I'm doing here now, I plan on doing that just kind of in memory to him. And I don't. He loved stick jockey games, is what he called them. He loved them. He goes, man, I love stick jockey games, and him and I would talk about Ace Combat 7 and all that. And so I think I'm going to do that as like a tribute to him. Whether the video takes off or not, I don't really care. Uh, Speaking of videos, if you haven't, go check out my Forspoken video. Um, I think I called Forspoken very fairly, and I think that now that it's been patched, I have some decent stuff on there. So Hero, I actually buy a little bit of both. Obviously I own more games digitally than I do physically, but lately the physical deals that I've found at my local game store, are better than what's been on PlayStation Network. What I'm actually playing is Star Fox. Yeah, this is called Star Fox. It's a great game. See the ears? He's a fox. See the tail? He's a fox. And so yeah, this is called Star Fox. It's a remake of Star Fox 64. Really good graphic improvement. They've done a lot of stuff with the shading. It actually runs at 40 frames per second with ray tracing activated. And so I'm still talking from the corner, dirty liar. Hey guys, I want to show y'all something real quick. If y'all haven't seen this, hang on. Y'all gotta see this. Let me find a little section. Let me do this real quick. Okay, look. Here. I need to show y'all this real quick because it's one of the coolest things that I have honestly seen in a video game. Watch. Let me find one real quick. You know, Wooly and I marvel at this aspect of this game. So, let me come over here. I'm trying to find one. Hang on. You gotta see how these riffs work. They're so freaking cool. The whole rift setup in this thing is epic. And so whoops, let me not die. Damn it. Guys, this is why it takes me 1,000 years to release one review. Okay, look. Here's the rift. See it? See it right there? It's beautiful. See it? There's a rift. It's amazing. You hit a button, and it literally jumps you to it without any kind of loading, any kind of nothing. It's just there. And when you go to a different dimension, it just loads. There's nothing to there's no pausing, there's no nothing. It just freaking loads. It's amazing. It's freaking sick. There's literally no hitching your giddy up on this thing at all. Yes, hitching your giddy up is a southern slang. Dude, Hero, you need to play it. Oh my gosh. If you've ever played any Ratchet and Clank, look at this. It looks just like a Ratchet and Clank game, right? It looks totally 100% like a Ratchet and Clank game. And dude, Insomniac are wizards. It's freaking nuts, the stuff that they do. And I know that they get dinged a little bit because none of their games look like photorealistic, if that makes sense. They all have that cartoonish feel to them, even Spider-Man does. But the physics inside of them, look at the dirt that jumps up from his boots as he walks. That's crazy. That's crazy. In the background, look at all that stuff. There's no freaking pop in anywhere. It's just everything as far as the eye can see. The colors are vivid. You have smoke coming up. You got lights up there. I really want a new Infamous. Yeah, me too. And I want them to go back to Cole. I didn't like the new guy that they get. Delson, whatever the heck his name was. I didn't like him. But like, this game is fan freaking tastic. And they're talking about wind effects in that one game, Tears of the Kingdom. Look at the wind effects in this one. You see the wind literally passing by him as this big freaking creature is moving through the countryside, and you can actually see all of his movements. You can see everything. You can see all the dust coming up from. Look at that. Look at that. Goes right in the ground. Delson, the game was a good showpiece. Yeah, it really was. And Delson was his name. But like, this freaking game is sick. And it's super short. I've been playing it for not very long, and I'm already like 41% of the way through. And so, super short, super fun, really easy. The mini map is really nice because as you get quests and it reveals things, like these are different lore statues I need to go to for Lombax lore. Because like the whole thing of the game is like finding the Lombax, and that's kind of what puts you on the dimension, like different dimension things in the first place. And so it's really cool. There's a whole little like armor system that you can like change things on. You can go into different boots. You can go. Ooh, did that like make him all pink? Or not pink, purple? That's kind of cool. That's neat. I didn't know I had that. But like, yeah, you can do different sets, different suits. You can do all that, and these are things that you earn through the game. So it's really fun. Uh, Dude, the platforming sections are so hard. I can't tell you how many times I die in the platforming because I'm me. And so it's not that good at platforming. Uh, their wizardry on Final Output is why there's no... Right, right. Nobody looked at that showcase and then after thinking about it goes, you know what, this game's going to suck. That's just not what happened. Um, but like, different sets have different bonuses. So if you collect all of these, you get 10% of damage, 10% from nefarious enemies decreased by 10%. Bolts generated 5%. That's how you increase your like weapons, and that's how you buy new weapons. And so super cool, super fun. There's collectibles that you can do. There's so many different things in this game that can be done. There's different things to collect, different bolts, different, here's all the weapons I have. It's so amazing. And so I highly recommend getting this game. And anyways, guys, it was a really good conversation. I appreciate that. If you ever want to play Star Fox 64 Remastered, just go ahead and get Ratchet and Clank. Uh, I'm totally kidding. This game is so much better than Star Fox. And the thing is, being 6 to 8 hours long, I'm not upset. That's a perfect game for me. That is now $70. I would have never bought it brand new. That's why it was on my list for a 50% off sale, but I never bought it when it was $40 because that wasn't 50% off. And so, but it is perfect for me because I can beat this game in a week. I can do a full-on review on it, and I don't have to worry about the naysayers going, well, you didn't play the game all the way. Shut up. Typically, I have 20 hours in 6 different titles right now that I'm trying to review because I got on a freaking RPG kick, and now most of the games, I don't remember it ever being 50% off. And that makes me kind of sad because that means at one point it was. And I missed it because I would have straight up bought this. It's a fun game. I've played all of the other Ratchet and Clanks, and this takes the best of all of them and puts a brand new coat of paint on it. Nobody. Sin is actually... No, you know what? I think he's still in the corner. I think he's okay now. He agreed with me on the Q Lite and the earbuds, so, I must have bought something different at the February sale. Because I don't remember that. I would have bought it too. Unless I'd already bought something else. But anyways, guys, check out my Forspoken review, sub to the channel, share this out, hit the like button. YouTube sometimes does that in like an hour, and sometimes it takes till the next morning. It all depends. If you could just swing back through, comment on it, say hi, bye, kiss my ass, say something. And that really helps push it out. The two videos that we've done that with have like 300 to 400 views on them for live videos, and that's really good. Thank y'all for showing up. Hero, always love seeing you. You're not in the States, so time really for all my UK guys watching this tomorrow. Y'all rock. Thank y'all for always being extra views on the video and always interacting. Uh, and yeah, guys, stay thrifty. And now we are finally done. So stay thrifty. Have a good night. And like I said before, hug the ones you love, guys. Talk to that buddy who you haven't like texted in a while. Just text him. See how he's doing. Make sure everything's okay. And with that, we are out.